Hi, this is Janet Fitzgerald, and I'd like to talk to you about the different layers of who we are. Most of us are basically aware of the physical body, and even then we don't pay it much attention until it goes into discord. So it could be an illness that will bring your attention to it. Overweight and a need to lose the weight will bring your attention to it. Looking at these things that happen to the physical body, this is, to me, what I've seen is the last stage of what is coming through the other layers. And it ends up resting into the physical body. And this is when we do energy work, spiritual work, whatever you want to call it. It's Reiki, it's therapeutic touch. There's so many different therapies out there that use energy and tap into the energy and tap into the helpers that help us heal. These are the layers that they work on. And even though it has hit the physical body, there's still help, there's still hope, there's still work to be done to heal the physical body. Physical body, I really do believe, can be healed. And it's just awakening up to that part of you that also believes that, is open to it, and is willing to just give yourself up to it. A lot of who we are does come from our past, and when we accept that we're here and this is just like basically a big school for us to learn about ourselves, and we have a lot of learning to do, and the more chaos or the more things that we have in our life that we do not want, that we don't want to see and keep showing up, means that's exactly what it is that we need to be looking at and working on. So it can be very simple, it can be very exciting, or it can be very heartbreaking and feel stuck, and continuously attracting the same thing over and over. Say every 5 or 10 years you'll find you're in the same situation over and over again. This is just simply, as from where I see it, is that it keeps coming up in your life because it's something that we didn't quite get. We need to learn about it, and what is it that we're learning. So maybe, in your 20s you were betrayed, heartbroken, and you finish with that person, and you look in the mirror and you say, no one will ever hurt me ever again. I won't allow it. It will never happen. And so your heart hardens and you feel like, okay, no one's ever going to hurt me now. I'm going to be the one to do that. And though this is not always a conscious choice, many people make this choice from their first hurt, from their first love. For a lot of people, it's very difficult to just let go, forgive, and move on. But I'll tell you, it's very, very important. But if you don't get it in your 20s, you'll get it again in your 30s or your 40s or your 50s. How many times you attract it is how many times you've ignored the message that something's going on here. So instead of, why me? Why has this happened? Life sucks. I hate this. Why is everybody else happy and not me? I introduced to you a different line of questioning. Like, what? Yeah, why me? Like, where did this come from? How do I attract this? And where does that come from? And is it how I think or feel about myself that brings this in? Whole different line of questioning gets a whole different line of answers and help. And when we start asking in a way that we're asking for help, help shows up. It's like that saying, when you are ready to learn, the teacher appears. This is no different in every single area of our life. When we really do heartfeltly ask a real question, instead of looking at it and being mad and being sad and being ungrateful and being that you will not get answers in that state of mind or feeling. You'll just get more of what you're complaining about. So switch over and ask yourself, okay, why? Like, why me? I'd like to know. I'm curious. I'd like to learn. Then that opens up a whole new dialogue between you, the deeper part of yourself, and your unseen helpers, which are your guides that are here to help you, and loved ones passed on. So we're never here alone. We're never here alone to experience, but we sometimes feel like we are. And that's another feeling, that if you feel like you are alone, I'm here to tell you, you are most definitely not here alone. So to ask yourself these questions opens up a whole new realm of ideas, creativity, new people that will come into your life. And now you're ready to really learn. And when you're really ready to learn, things start moving in your life very quickly. I remember a cute little story I was told years ago about there was a woman sitting on the couch watching TV. She'd come home from work, she'd sit on TV, on the couch and watch TV, and why me? Why my life sucks? I hate my life, and nothing ever happens good for me, and I hate this. And then, her angel's sitting at the end of the couch with her arms crossed going, okay, just sitting there, patiently waiting, patiently waiting, patiently waiting. And one day the lady comes home, she sits on her couch, she turns off the TV, and she says, what? Why? Why does this happen in my life? Like, what's going on here? I'd really like to know. I'd really like to know. Well, the angel jumps up and stands in front of her and goes, okay, here we go. So first off, we're going to start fixing your life. We're going to start moving some people out, some people in. We're going to change things out. First off, you hate your job. So we're going to get rid of that job for you. So tomorrow when you go in, you're going to be laid off or fired, but we're going to remove that job out of your life. And that is going to catapult you into a whole new vortex of energy to go and find something, find what you really, really want to do. You may be in a relationship that is totally toxic, but you feel trapped and you can't get out of it. So that is going to be ignited. Some things are going to happen between you that's going to make you sit down and talk, have the courage to face one another, to stand up for yourself, or to move on. All these things started moving very quickly for her, and almost like a head-spinning race to get to the answers. But she did, and she appreciated it, because when you look back, and even the things that have happened in your life, if you look back on the worst of worst things that have happened, the things that you thought were uncomfortable or chaotic, it was all there to vibrate you out of your comfortableness of just sitting and being complacent with mediocrity, and sitting and feeling like this is all you are and all you have in your life. It's not. You came here to experience, to learn, to love, and to express yourself. That is what life is about. It's about finding who you are in the midst of everything that is around you. It has nothing to do with anyone else. Never has, never will. It has nothing to do with anyone else. So if you blame someone else for a failed relationship, or being fired for a job, or being looked over for a promotion, or your children hate you, or you didn't get what you wanted, or you are poor, or you have lots of money and you're afraid to enjoy it, whatever you have attracted in your life, know that it comes from within you. And when it comes from within you, that is the best news that you could ever get, because you cannot control anything outside of you. You cannot go up to someone and say, I need you to change, because this is not working unless you change. You cannot go to your job, your business and say, look, I need things to be different here so I feel comfortable and happy and like to come into work. You can't do that either. You can't give prescriptions to your family so that they will all calm down, or your kids so that they will calm down so that you will feel comfortable in your own life. It comes from within you, and that's the best news, because if it comes from within you, then you can go in there and change whatever you want. We are the creator of everything in our life. The good, bad, the ugly, the indifferent. We create that by our thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and what we have agreed with. We have created it. See these thoughts in your mind? Even as you're listening to me, you're thinking. Our mind never shuts off. Even to the point where we don't even notice what we're thinking half the time anymore. And along with that, we also have subconscious thoughts. And the subconscious thoughts are the ones that we have thought so often that now they've just become a part of our energy, a part of who we are. And that, when people say to me, you're crazy, I would never have created this, I would never have asked for this in my life, I would never have done this. Well, there's a part of you that had a hand in it because you needed and wanted to learn about a part of yourself in this life, a part of the whole scope of what it means to be a being. And yes, I do know there are horrible things that have happened. I've had horrible things happen in my life, to me, around me. And I will tell you that when you go inside and accept, and then start to go to work on it, you can be free. You can be comfortable in your own skin. You can love yourself. You can love anyone on this earth, no matter how much of an asshole you think they are, or a jerk, or how they are treating anyone else. So many people say that they love one another, that they want peace. But until you find that within yourself, you cannot possibly feel it for another person. And it took me years to learn that. So I'm giving you the shortcut. I'm giving you what took me years to learn in the Reader's Digest version. You go inside, whatever it is you're feeling, you name it. You feel it, you name it. I have a memory meditation, and I really strongly suggest that you do it. I have found it miraculous for myself since I did it for myself. You go back, you reclaim the parts that are hurt and frozen in time, which means they're frozen in time within us, which means they come alive and activate when we find ourselves in the same situation. So if you were brought up to be told that men are no good or women are not trustworthy, and you were told that over and over and over again, and you heard it, and then it became background noise, and then it became a part of you, and then it becomes a part of your belief. Well, guess what? When you grow up and you meet someone, that little part of you is activated. And now you look and you become jealous or anxious about your partner. Or you hate the person that you are looking at every day. Why? Because that part of you truly believes that, because it's almost like a brainwashing as we grow up. And though it was never intentional, it was just someone who was hurt and full of pain expressing that to another person. And all you did was sit and listen as a child. And you felt the energy that was going on between them. And then you owned it. And if you keep on owning it into your adulthood, into your relationships, you will have a very hard time finding happiness with another person. It is important to find that part of yourself. Look at it. go back in time, in your memory, find the times and the memories that you had where you heard your parents, your siblings, someone you loved dearly and respected, whoever it was. It could be something a teacher said. It could be something a friend said. It could be a sibling. It could be anyone. But you go back and you find that memory and you change it because it's not real. It doesn't exist anywhere but in our minds. And if we hold on to this within our memory body, it will always be there, and it will always be a part of our life, and it will always react to what's going on. So, going inside is a pretty great thing. It's a tool that I found that has helped me heal so many parts of my life and brought me great peace. And the one thing I never thought I'd be is comfortable in my own skin. From everything from being hurt, being betrayed, from illnesses of anorexia and almost dying 4 or 5 times throughout my life, all the things that I attracted because of how I felt about myself. I went back and faced it all. It takes a few minutes. You don't have to spend a lifetime. But when you don't do it, you're still spending time with those parts of yourself, unknowingly, subconsciously, but they are still there. So isn't it a wonderful knowing that you can go within and change those experiences so that you can feel positive about yourself and your life? And I will tell you, I have had people say a weight has been lifted off their shoulders. Their heart is opened up. They feel freer and lighter in their life. All from this silly meditation that I made, that I found, that worked for me, and now I share with you. The reason why I do this is because I was excited about what I had learned and found. And I'm determined before I leave this earth that I learn everything I possibly can about who I am, why I came here, and what I'm capable of. The ego wants all kinds of big things, beautiful cars, beautiful homes, huge success, fame in some cases. But if we don't get past that to what is real, and it's okay to have all those things, but we have to also understand that at some point that will move to the side and you will be looking for a greater meaning of what life is. So, put it into perspective. Everything that ever happened in my life has happened for a reason. It's happened because I learned it, felt it, grew up with it. But I can unlearn it, and I can change it, because it's within myself. It doesn't exist outside of myself. It exists within my mind, within my memory, and in there I can change anything. Picture this. You go to your computer. You pull up that story that you wrote. You want to make a few changes, so you press edit. You cut this paragraph out, that paragraph out. You change it. That's much better. The story flows. The story has a different ending. It changes it completely. Press save. It goes back into documents. This is basically what we're doing with ourselves. You can choose to hang on to your past. You can say it's made you who you are today. But unless you're kind, loving, compassionate, and at peace and love yourself, I'd go back and change the things so that you can be all those things. We don't have to be hard. We don't have to be angry. We don't have to be judgmental. We don't have to be racist. We don't have to believe all the things that we have been taught to believe. Because I will tell you, you didn't come into this world with all this knowledge. You learned it. You learned it. And you learned it from other people. You didn't learn it from yourself. You didn't learn it through meditation. You didn't learn it through sitting and contemplating. You were taught this by other people. So what one family is teaching their children, another family is teaching their children, another family is teaching their children. And if they're all different beliefs and religions and ways of looking and thinking and seeing the world, guess what? That's how they grow up. And then that's what we pass on to our children. Be freedom thinkers. Sit and question what you know, especially the things that don't work for you, things that cause you pain, things that cause you angry, things that do these to ourselves that disturb peace. Have the courage to question. Doesn't mean you're being disloyal to your parents, your family lineage, your religion, your way of life. It just means that you're going to think for yourself and ask for direction and unlearn anything negative. Keep the beautiful things. Keep the beautiful things from your life. But question the things that disturb your peace, that don't feel comfortable. That's all. That's all I did. It makes such a huge, huge difference. This is me, Janet Fitzgerald, and this is about the different layers of body. And I will continue these talks about the other layers of body. This is the memory body. And I have pinned the memory meditation to my Facebook page, Janet Fitzgerald /intuitive. I've pinned it to the top. Go there and use it. Or go to my YouTube channel and find memory meditation. I will tell you, it works. It just simply works. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. And just ask yourself one question today and see how someone walks into your life or something shows up in your life to give you that answer. Become like a child with innocence and know that there's more to all of this than maybe the pain and chaos in your life or what is going on that you'd like to change. Just be open mind. Thank you for listening, and namaste.